All right, we got here a 2004 Chevy Silverado. It's a weird one. Customer complaint that the car doesn't shut off. So for now, he installed this switch. I don't really know what it does. I think it grounds the wire on the computer, but we're gonna turn it off. So now, apparently, if we start it, the battery's dead. Or it's not in park. Oh wait, it's not showing it's in park. Oh wait, maybe I did this the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's so cool. All right, so okay, I don't know what the switch does, but this thing started by itself. Hold on, let me shut this off. So you see, it doesn't shut off. So, but it also cranks. So now it's off, and keys out. Let's see what happens. Oh no, it doesn't. I guess it's because I cranked it first. All right, so now, oh, if I just go. Yeah, it's cranking because it's all messed up. It's cranking even with the key in the start position. All right, so what is happening here? All right, let's see. Here's the ignition switch. Let's turn it off. Okay, so the engine's still running. All right, ignition switch is out, and it's also still running. Fine, so it's not in the ignition switch. One thing I want to check is, let's turn this off with his switch, which grounds. You see, right now, the ignition's on. You see that? When I turn this thing off, this is apparently this ground. I gotta see what this does. Let me go look. So it's going up till here. It's coming through here, right here. These wires, one of them, it's splitting in half. So one's going to a wire on the computer. Okay, and the other one is going to ground, right? Is that what this is? Yeah, so when that switch is on, he's grounding this. So there's this power on here. You think there's just a bad ground to the computer? Or a bad ground to the whole system causing it on? Or there's a backfeed of voltage? Because a bad ground would cause a backfeed of voltage. It's not really a backfeed, it's just not grounded properly. So it will show up as voltage. Okay, I need a diagram for this. What? I don't know which wire he's on. Because right now the ignition switch is fully out. It's unplugged, but the actual ignition is lit up. Okay, now this is where it's grounded, his switch. Now it's off. But now, imagine this wasn't here. We have the ignition on. Now, if I turn the key, nothing happens because there is no ignition switch. But that means when the ignition switch is working, that's why the car cranks. Okay, so let me get, right now, let's keep this on for now. Let me get a diagram. Okay, let's get a diagram for this. So, I first want to see a, what do you call it, power distribution. Alright, so let's find the ignition switch itself. Alright, so here's the ignition switch. The yellow wire goes down to the crank fuse. Now the white wire, which is the actual start wire, that's like everything on the ignition, gets power through ignition 0, a 10 amp fuse. And that will come up to this connector on the underhood fuse block. Oh, so this is on the lower fuse block, okay. And we'll give power to this fuse block, and we'll give power to everything here. So with the key off, I should see right now no voltage on this fuse or on this white wire, on wire E. Is there a white wire here? Yes, there is. Alright, so let me get a meter. Wait, is this whole thing loose? Yeah. I need to tighten that. Alright, I'm just tightening that up because okay. Alright, so right now we got, technically everything should be off. The key's disconnected and we should have no voltage on this white wire. If anything, we should probably have a ground. And we have 6.8 volts. I'm going to give ground to this right now and the whole car goes to sleep. Alright, so we have voltage backfeeding or something on this wire. Let me go through all these just to see what they are. So the orange wire also has voltage on it, 1.7. We have 12 volts on the red wire, which probably makes sense. Okay, we have 12 volts on the red wire. That is coming from a fuse. Then the yellow wire is the crank fuse. That's this one. And we also have 6 volts on it. So this gotta be a bad ground. Right, this one we have 12 volts. That's another red wire. Okay, so I'm assuming that the white wire is connected to the computer. It feeds this junction block over here, which feeds connector 1, a pink wire. So wait, maybe that wire is the ground of the computer. That could be. We just have a bad ground at the computer. Because what wire is he on? They're also shutting it off. Yeah, it's a black and white wire. Yeah, so we just have a bad computer ground. That's what it gotta be, no? Let's go see. Let's go see if the grounds for the computer are black and white. Alright, so I'm gonna go to powertrain management. Wait, I want to be in electrical OE. Powertrain management. Then this usually gives you one to the computer, and it will tell you the power and ground. Alright, so the grounds are black and white wires, and it's on G103. Alright, let me just get a connector view of the computer. Alright, so it's either pin 40, pin 1, 80, or 41. Let's see. The ground's on pin 1 on connector. Let's see, connector 1. Yeah, connector 1, pin 40, and pin 1 is a ground. And it's black and white. Alright, so let's go find ground 103. And that's going to be our problem. We have that. Obviously, the computer ground's bad. That's why it's sending voltage back through this. Wait, if that's true, then this right here should make the truck work. Like, fine. Oh, wait. The ignition switch is not plugged in. Why won't it start? All it's doing now, if I'm right, is this is grounding the computer wire. You know what? Now it's off. I don't know which one's on or off. Oh, that's why. Okay, well now it's definitely off because it's disconnected. And now we have no, looks like we have no count to the computer. But why is it not starting now? What did I change? Well, no, this is giving communication to the computer. As you see now, with it off, the engine light's on. Sorry, the engine light's off. And with this, the engine light turns on, so there's like no count to the computer. But now it's not starting anymore. I think I messed up this ground. So it's not strong enough of a ground. I hear the fuel pump kicking on. I gotta check this, fix it. Forget about this. Let's just go back and check the computer ground. See, now it shuts off without that whole contraption. It shuts off, but it's not starting. Let's go look at the computer. I just want to find ground 103. All right, number 2 is ground 103. It is right next to some and a camshaft position sensor, right near each other, and it's right behind it. Oh, I see it. If I look down there, I see an open ground. I just can't reach it. What is going on over there? I need something to stand on. I'm gonna climb up. Look at this. Right here is a black and white wire, and it's ripped. It's cut in half. It's not only ripped. I just want to stick my hand down there to feel where this is. Yeah, this is a ground that is not connected to anything. Let's see. Ready? Where's my probe? I'm going to touch that end. And it's the ground. And this end, I would assume, is going to have like 6 volts on it or something. Yeah, 7 volts. I lost it, but... See that? Right there? 7.3 volts. This is our background. And the wire is just ripped. Rodent damage? Yeah, it looks a little bit like it. Yeah, I heard the computer click on. Alright. I'm gonna have to connect that. Alright, this is definitely not one of my smarter ideas, but I don't have another choice. Don't break. Alright, I just twisted it together for now. I really can't reach it. I'm gonna have someone else fix it. I just want to see if this did anything. Wow. I tried. I really couldn't get to it. It was ripping up my hand. Alright. Let's see if it did anything. So what are we dealing with now? We're plugged in. The question is it going to start? It's not starting, but the engine light's on. And it shows it's in neutral. Horn works. So what are we missing now? Alright, I'm going to scan it. We got reduced engine power. Is that ground good? Oh, it's definitely good somewhat. Let's see if I have what I have on this. Okay, that's gonna be ground, but let's see what I have on this. All right, so now this should be ground. And it is. So our ground's good. So why are we not starting now? All right, well, let's start back from the beginning because it was cranking before, but I don't think it had anything to do with anything. It was all messed up. So let me go get a scan tool. All right, let's do a scan. Well, it doesn't have high-speed scan on this old thing. I think most of these it probably won't communicate with. Okay, but we have one code in the powertrain control module. Lost comm with throttle actuator. Alright, so let's just clear all these codes. Alright, let's see. Nothing. Let me just go into here, see if that code came back. Read full code. No DTCs. Alright, so let's see. Why is this not starting? Alright, so this is out. We're gonna have no voltage on those now. That's for sure. That's why the car went fully dead when I unplugged this. Let's see. So we had on the white wire before. Ground. Power. Power. Those are the two powers. Ground. And this is the crank wire. So let's plug this in. And now I'm going to hold this like this. I'm just going to try to crank it. Go back here. See, this gets voltage. I feel like this ignition switch is very sloppy. See, right now I'm not in crank. And I get voltage. Starting and charging. Starting circuit. So we got to start a relay. Okay, ignition switch gives power to the ignition E-fuse. Okay, automatic transmission. It goes through the neutral safety switch, and that feeds the relay. Okay, the starter relay. Okay, let's just go to this relay under a fuse block. Okay. Okay, so this is the starter relay. So pin either 87 or 30 is going to be here. Okay, I got power on this one. I'm sorry, this is 85 or 86. Okay, so right here, ground, that's going to the starter, and that's power. So if I give power right here, the car should crank, and it doesn't, and it blew my fuse. Yeah, this is 87. The whole engine ground bad? Oh, you know what? I think it just needs a boost. I think that's all brown. Let's put a booster pack on it. Okay, let's see if that did anything. So I still think there's a background to the thing. How can I check this? No one's here. Let me get a test light. I'm just gonna go from bad or negative. It doesn't make a difference, because if we have a difference in voltage, it will light up. If I touch, I just need a bag. Oh, here, there's room over here. Okay, so now if I touch, see, my test light lights up. I'm gonna touch the block in the engine and try to crank it through the relay. Okay, but now I'm gonna load it. It's still not working. What in the world happened? I hear the starter click, but I'm not losing the ground. Switch my test light around. Okay, so if I touch a ground, it lights up. So this should light up, and it does. And it stays lit up. All right, they're gonna crank it for me. Let's see what we got here. So, actually, wait a second. All right, so I'm gonna use this test light. All right, so we're gonna put this test light in and out of this connector right here. This is the power and the ground of the control side. All right, so one guy right here. Doesn't matter which way. Now when he cranks it, this should light up. All right, crank. Cranking. It's not lighting up. So what are we missing? Oh, it is connected. Oh, I was making a bad connection. One more time. Yeah, you see, it's lighting up. Try now. Oh, I felt it click. All right, here's what we're holding. The starter was bad. We hit the starter and it started, but we're back to square one. I mean, not square one, but the car won't shut off. But it's funny, the car won't shut off, but now we have no backfeed voltage. So I was on the wrong track technically, and I still have good ground by the computer. So I got no backfeed voltage, it's disconnected, and the car's running. So I have communication to the computer right now. So I want to go here, and I want to see how this computer communicates. So I'm looking at this diagram. So we're going to go to PCM, what is that? PCM1 fuse. See if there's power on that. 15 amp fuse. PCM1, it's right here. It's a 15 amp. So someone mixed these up because PCMB is, am I wrong or? Yeah, this is supposed to be a 15 amp. And I have power. And it's pulsing power. What about this one? Okay, this is PCMB, a steady power. What is PCMB? That's supposed to have steady power. Okay, but PCM1 is only supposed to be hot and run and start. All right, so if I pull this fuse, this thing should shut off. Is that true? And the car stalls. And it's the wrong fuse. It's very okay. I guess someone mixed these two fuses up. So this has power. Now I want to see where this power is coming from. Okay, so this leg of the fuse has nothing, and this leg has 12.4 volts. Now, is this coming from the computer? Let me shut the beeper off again. All right, let me get a diagram for this and see exactly where this fuse comes from. So we'll go here. Let's go to powertrain, a power distribution fuse. What was the fuse called? PCM1. Here we are, PCM1. It comes from the ignition 1 relay. So let's pull the ignition 1 relay. Number 5. It's this one right here. So I'm going to put this guy right here where we have power. Actually, okay, right here we have power. And I'm going to pull this relay out. And we still have power. Is this it? Number 5 is No, what does that say? Oh, gas, yeah, ignition 1. So we still have power over here. Okay, so let's go see. The ignition 1 relay. That's crazy. And the question is, I have an idea. Let's turn the ignition on and we'll see if... Can you turn the ignition on for me? Turn the ignition on and we'll see if we get power here. Then we'll know which way it's coming from. And then we'll know if that's the PCM part or the other part. So if I get power on this side of the fuse, then I know it's coming from the ignition 1 relay, and that got to be going output. So I felt this relay click on, and nothing changed here. Because right now I have power. It's not 100% because I think this, you know what? I'm going to have to ohm check this to the computer. That's what I have to do to be positive. Or actually even easier, just unplug the computer, and if this ground goes away, then I'm good. Alright, so this is unplugged. Almost sure this is connector 1. But just make sure no one tapped into here anywhere. So there's this that they tapped into, but I don't think that's it. And I still have a ground here. So that means, do I have a power here? I don't. Somehow there's a... oh, I do. Okay, so the ground... some of them must be a short, and it's not coming from the computer. So let's see, is it after the fuse box or is it in the fuse box? Connector 1, pin 19. Yeah, so it's ground over here on this wire. That must be this wire right here. And then there's power here. So it's from the other way. It's somewhere in the fuse box. There gotta be a short. It's not on the line, because all that is into the fuse box. Let's see if the ETC and the ECM fuse have power. The ETC, 15 amp, right next to the PCM one, which I have out. This guy right here. Yep, and I got power on that also. Oh wait, maybe the power is back feeding from this way. All these have power. You think we have a back feed from one of these? Well, the easiest way to check is just pull them all out, right? One. Let's see what else is there. 1, 2. SBA right here. Does that have power? It should. It does. Let's go back here and let's pull the SBA fuse. Okay, that's still good. I'm installs power. That's the SBA. What else? We checked the SBA, the ETC we pulled out, and the PCM one. Oh, H on injector 4. It goes to the injectors, which I pulled. Didn't make a difference. It has to be inside. There's no other choice. It has to be inside the fuse box. And looking at the fuse box, it's full of dirt and who knows what in here. That's it. I'm calling a fuse box. Okay, fuses are back in. Let's just pop this cover off. See. Let's see. I'm just going to take this connector out. I just want to see if everything looks melted. Alright, so I got this out right here. And looking at this, I think that's corrosion on this pin right here. Definitely looks like it. Okay, it's on B10. PCM1 fuse on B10. Okay, so B10 is these two wires right here. It's ground, so it's the second one in. B. Oh, because the fuse is out. So let's put a fuse in now. And we got power. So yeah, it's in the fuse box. It's internal. I don't know. Calling a fuse box. They said they have a fuse box across town, but he's gonna go pick it up. It's really late at night. It's jobs. Wasn't my usual jobs. Just a mobile guy who's trying to help out. So I don't think I'm staying here. He's gonna go and put in a fuse box, and he's not sure if it's the right fuse box because it's from a manual. This is automatic. I don't know. I'm not doing the research now. It's up to him, but I'm calling it a fuse box, and he'll let me know if it fixed it or not. All right. Thanks for watching.